The ending comes swiftly, and it happens so fast it's almost a blink of an eye. For a lot of players finishing the game for the first time, it was far too short, because many had not caught on to the side quests and extra steps needed for the better endings, leading Harry to a tragic end. But while it is rather frustrating, it is perfect for this game. Silent Hill is a story best enjoyed through multiple playthroughs. There is so much that's missed in the first run through. Playing it again, new details come to light. Scenes have different contexts. Characters are seen in a whole new light. The short length of the game, the multiple endings, and the fact that the good endings can be easy to miss encourages players to take a second trip into town, and that second trip reveals so much more than the first. But there's still a lot left unexplained. This is a game that leaves much to the imagination, and a great deal of questions unanswered. It must be this way. A game about silence can't start telling everyone everything at the end. The ending cinematics have no dialogue whatsoever. Like the rest of the story, the importance is in the silence. It's a tragedy no matter what ending you get, because Harry fails in his quest. In the Good Plus ending, he receives an infant, but it's not his child. Alessa is set free, but she still dies. Both she and Cheryl are gone. Two innocent little girls sacrificed by selfish people. How terrifying it must be for him to not only lose his daughter, but to be handed a new baby whose origins are unknown. This isn't like finding Cheryl on the side of the road. This time, Harry knows he's being handed a baby with supernatural roots, and he still takes her in. It is this kindness that makes Harry such a fantastic character. He risks so much to save Cheryl, and tries to help Alessa even when he thinks the girl took his daughter. He doesn't raise his weapons against humans, even those who hurt and betray him. He tries to help everyone he meets and believes the best of them. This is his greatest strength, and his weakness. This trust he has is taken advantage of by Dahlia, leading to Alessa's end. But it is also this trust that leads Harry to protect Kaufman, despite his suspicious behavior. In the end, Kaufman comes to his rescue. Harry's trust in people is a double-edged sword. It's a story of love and hate, but the lines between the two aren't always clear. Alessa is fighting Dahlia, but still refers to the woman as Mama. Dahlia uses Alessa against her will and talks about her daughter as if she's a thing rather than a person. And yet Alessa's sick room has a chair and a picture of the girl sitting on a table, as if someone sat vigil beside her. In a twisted way, Dahlia still loves her daughter. Nothing is black and white in Silent Hill. Harry stops the god, but Cheryl is gone. The last we see of the little girl is early in the game, when she vanishes into the fog. Does she fade into the ether and become part of Alessa at that very moment? What does this child experience? How much does she understand of what's going on? And how much is foreign to her? In the bad ending, she says goodbye to her father. In the good ending, we don't hear from her again. It's almost more tragic, because while her soul does live on, Cheryl Mason is gone forever. The little girl we came to save is lost. What then does Harry and the player accomplish in the game? The goal is to find your daughter and escape town, but Harry fails. He fails to save Cheryl, Alessa, or Lisa, and Sybil is only saved in some endings. He doesn't exactly punish the evildoers either, as he's not the one who kills Kaufman or Dahlia. In some ways, Harry makes things worse, falling for Dahlia's lies. If he hadn't intervened, the seal of Metatron may have worked, and Dahlia may have been stopped without outside interference. Most games are designed to entertain the player, to give them a sense of power and control, and the joy of accomplishment when they succeed. Silent Hill is an entirely different scenario. Even when you get the best ending, you don't succeed. The story doesn't explain much to you. What happened to the town? What happened to Lisa? What will happen now? It's all left unknown. What sense of accomplishment is there to have? You killed the god, but you didn't save your daughter or Lisa. You were tricked and betrayed into allowing all this to happen, and just barely escaped this hellhole with your life. It's a game that leaves you bereft, and ends with a feeling of loss, because you didn't accomplish much in comparison to all that was lost. But that's the point of the story and its themes. It focuses upon silence, absence, death. It's a story of grief, of a widowed father who's lost his daughter. It's about listening to the stories of people who have been ignored, remembering the forgotten. Lisa was a young girl taken advantage of and likely killed by her boss. No one knew her fate, not until Harry found her. He listens to her, tries to protect her, and even though he can't save her in the end, it's the listening that matters, allowing the abused to have a voice, to value their lives. Harry is allowed to travel through the town to pay vigil to these people who have been lost. Alessa, Lisa, Kay Gordon, the cashier at the Indian Runner who is afraid of the cult, and all the nameless corpses who represent those who suffered at the Order's hands. He is meant to be a witness. He can't change what happened, but he can mourn for these people and allow them the dignity in death they weren't given in life. By treating them as human beings and mourning their loss, Harry gives them a measure of peace. Even Lisa, who eventually snaps, can come to terms with her own fate on her own time and enact her vengeance on the man behind her death. It is not a happy ending, but it is an important one. Silent Hill shows us the value of kindness and faith in humanity, even when they show us the worst sides of themselves. It's a story of what it means to be a good parent, but more than that, it's about what it means to be a good person. The best endings of the games, the ones that guarantee Harry's survival, are those in which he goes out of his way to save other people's lives. He gives everyone the benefit of the doubt multiple times. He helps people when they ask him to, and even when they don't. He's not violent against humans except for in the direst circumstances, and sometimes not even then. The only other person to possibly survive, Sybil, behaves in the same way, risking her life to help others, going out of her way to protect the innocent, being good. The story punishes the selfish, the wicked, the unkind, with explicitly hellish, violent imagery. Dahlia is burned alive, like her daughter was. Kaufman is dragged into the fires below the grates by the woman he used and likely killed. Evil is punished, and good rewarded. Though so much changes from game to game, this legacy of rewarding kindness and punishing selfishness exists in every Silent Hill title. It's integral to the spirit of the series. That terrible things will happen, that there are powers and forces far beyond us and out of our control. But we as human beings can still make a difference by choosing to be kind. Maybe we can't save everyone. Maybe we can't right all the wrongs of the world, but we can choose to be kind. Skeletons in the Rain is a fast-paced, pulse-pounding thriller about a former priest who has to uncover the secret identity of a deadly gang leader while confronting his own past. After the death of someone he loved very much, local priest Ishmael Neighbor has vowed to leave the accursed town of San Isidro for good. But the Skulls, a dangerous gang, and their leader, the Mime King, have other plans for him. They stalk him day and night, asking the same terrifying question: who? Desperate to escape, the priest soon realizes he needs the help of an old friend who he hasn't spoken to in years, Abraham Perez, the chief of police. The problem is that Ishmael and Abe share more than a broken friendship. A dark secret lies between them, a secret that could get everyone they care about killed. This book is available on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback formats in Spanish and English.